Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. We have a wonder hamster in chat. There we go. Say hi to Kiba. You gonna look over here? There we go. How was your nose doing today? See, I think Minnie got him a little bit. Now today we're going to be playing Kiln Tetris. We're going to be filling up this kiln with as much as I can fit in there, and it's going to be mostly mugs, but maybe some yarn bowls. We will see. I'm going to go grab a few of them and bring them over here. But I've got Kiba here with me. He was drinking out of his water bowl. So I'm hoping he'll stay with me here and, aw, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You need all the things we do, yeah. Apparently my elbow needs a bath. Never mind. It's not a pottery stream. It's a cat petting stream. You know, I shouldn't even wear the apron today. I just should show off this awesome T-shirt that says that Wonder Hamster got me. It says, "Show me your kitties." Yeah, buddy. That's just what we're doing today, isn't it? Should that be the title of the stream? I think it should be. I think it'd get more people in. Oof. He likes the backward scratches, he does. Well, I'm not entirely sure about leaving my plank over here. Having it propped up on the wheel, that's what I did last time, but I'm afraid. I don't think he'll flip it. I just think it will be his plank. Yes. I still think we need a Kiba butt emote with his tail just wagging back and forth. Yes. It's time for all the pets. There's an almighty purr going on. There is. Thank you, buddy. All right, I really do need to go get some pots now. Let's see if he'll stay. So these guys are air-dried clay. It means that this is what we call the greenware stage. It's not been fired at all. The clay's just dried out, and it's not damp anymore, so it's going through its first firing. So it's still very, very fragile. You gonna lay down? You gonna plop? Did I disturb you during the plop? I think I did. Nope. I'll scratch it instead, don't worry. You gonna lay down? He's deciding. I'm going to go get some more mugs and set them over here. I'm just maybe not going to put them on the board before Kiba decides to lay down. I can usually fit like 14 to 16 of these guys over here. Yes. See, we're living up to our name today. There might be pottery, but there's always going to be cats. And 12. We'll see if we can fit 16 on here. Hey, buddy. Is it in your way? Is it keeping you from the proper flop, huh? Yeah. I'm gonna get the belly. I'm gonna lay down. Yeah, buddy. Wonder Hamster, are you just waiting right now? Try to get him to lay down. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Sorry. Sorry, I must have hit the right spot or the wrong spot. There you go. Now, some of these mugs are for custom orders, but a lot of them are going to be going with us to the show next week. Where are you going? Kiba? Hold on, buddy. You got it? You got it? Okay. He's got it figured out. All right. There we go. No more Kiba. For the moment. He will be back. This one needs to be wiped down a little bit more. Let me get my sponge. It's always good to go over these one more time before they go into the kiln. Make sure we don't have any rough edges, because it's so much easier to wipe them down and smooth things out right now. Because once they're bisque fired, the clay is hardened and it's no longer water soluble, which is what you want, but it also means that you would have to use sandpaper to smooth anything out. Let me fit this last one on here. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is go over to the kiln, which I've got to go around the wall here to get to the kiln, and I'm going to start putting these in there. So I will meet you on the flip side. And this is how I take them over there. So we've got, I say we had 16 pieces. And I'll stack these mugs in here too high. And you can put these close together in here in the bisque, which is I'm actually going to touch them together. So they're going to be in here like this. And so it's roughly 40 per layer, so there'll be 80 here and then another 2 layers on top for at least 160. But I know for a fact not all of the mugs are this size. Some of them are the 10-ounce size, so we may be able to fit more if all of the 10-ounce fit, since they don't take up as much room. There we go. Now, I really don't know what y'all saw there besides just the back of my head, but there's everything. And we'll go get some more. I thought Kiba would stay with me, but I did not give him the appropriate amount of pets, I guess. He's back up in the front in the window in the sunshine. I guess I need a heat lamp back here or something. But who needs a heat lamp when you've got a kiln? That's where he normally sits. Like if the kiln has been running, that's where he's going to be, like laying next to it, or laying in the kiln room. We've had some eventful last couple of days. We came back from our show this weekend, where we were up in Louisville. Had a good show, had good weather for it and everything. Can't complain. But we lent our van, got it cleaned out, lent it to my brother who's moving, and so now we've had 2 really heavy, big deliveries that we needed to move, and we haven't had our van. So we've had to get creative and figure out how to move things around. We let me take this over. So to make all of the rubber stamps and do the graphics for the mugs, we have a laser etcher. We've had it for several years now, which is why we're able to do so many such high detail custom items, or just text like that. It's like I'll show an example of one, and that's the first one I come up with. So, and you know, sometimes I used to do so many of those curse word mugs, and if you couldn't see it, that mug said "F off, I'm knitting." And so I used to do so many of those that there was at least every kiln load, and I called it my good luck charm. So the kiln load is going to be extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. But we have, we'll use our Glowforge to make the rubber stamps. And it died on us. Or some of the parts died, so it would not work. And so what Glowforge does is instead of just sending you parts to fix the thing, they want to send you a new one and have you send the other one back. We're like, okay, fine, we'll do that. But like they said they would send it out in 3 days, and that was nearly 2 months ago. And so, you know, called and called and called. Like, oh, no, it will never go out in that short amount of time. It takes at least 2 weeks. Oh, okay, fine. 2 weeks. 2 weeks came and gone, and then we didn't have anything, and so we were kind of just giving up on it. So we got a different laser, which was delivered yesterday, which weighed 500 pounds. That we maneuvered around and finally got into our garage. And today, the Glowforge came in. No warning, no tracking number. Just the poor UPS guy hauling it in. So now we have 2 lasers. And so now hopefully we can make stamps and coasters and everything else again. There's my sponge. I was like, where'd my sponge go? So we performed the ultimate summoning ritual, because you know what happens when you can't find something, and you look and you can't find it. You're like, okay, I'll just buy another one, buy another tool, buy another tape measure, whatever it is, and then as soon as you buy the replacement, you find the thing you were looking for, and it was usually right in front of you all along, right? So that's what we did. We did a very elaborate summoning ritual. There was a foreign object in there, and I was trying to figure out what it was. I don't know what it was, but it was dark in color, so it could have been anything from a little bit of a piece of wood or a piece of glaze or whatever. But it's gone, and we're okay. Because anytime you see a little lump in the clay that won't wipe away, you gotta wonder what it is. Because we do a lot of reclaim here, and that means, let me get some more. That means if something breaks or all the scraps that I have, I reuse them. And so when something breaks, I toss it into a big trash can filled with water that will, break down the clay. And sometimes other things get in there. Most notably, my sponges sometimes get accidentally chucked in there, and so we find it after the fact, once it's been ripped into a million little pieces. But occasionally other things get in there, like some of my metal tools or pieces of paper or wood. Chaotic Kitten, hey! Good afternoon. Hopefully we'll have a longer stream today, right? You came in yesterday right as we were getting an unexpected delivery, so we had to go meet it and pick it up because it was freight. Didn't know it was coming. Because we live in a neighborhood where a semi can't get to, so, which is usually most neighborhoods, and so whenever we get in something like that, we have to go meet the truck and pick it up. And these are all of our 20-ounce mugs, and they are going with us. A lot of these are going to be going with us to the show next weekend. Like that one's for an order. Wonder Hamster, yes, because I was streaming yesterday, and I remember that Chaotic Kitten came in right as I was saying I had to go because it was coming in. we go. I'm just going over to the kiln. This is, I think, trip number 3. I think this is really more kiln Tetris. Sometimes I like filling up the kiln is kiln Tetris. Especially this one, because you can stack these closer together than you can in the glaze. Because when they're glazed, of course, you can't have them touching or else they're going to stick together. And then you no longer have mugs. You have a sculpture. Smooth that down a bit. Here we go. Perfect. And this is, like I said, these pieces have not been fired yet. This is just the raw clay. It's called the greenware stage. So these pieces are still very, very like brittle, still very fragile. So I'm you know, I'm not holding them by the handle. I'm like picking them up by the body of the piece or by the bottom, not the rims. Or if I do, like I cradle them on the inside. If I pick them up, I usually do this, have my fingers on the inside and then hold the handle like that rather than picking them up by the body. Here we go. Right, we can, no problem, we can get the laser with our van. You know what, I think they would have had to, like, turn that thing to get it in the van. I don't think it would have fit width-wise. Not through the doors. But I could be wrong. It may have been the size of a standard pallet. I forget the exact dimensions of it now, but yeah. It would have been tight. Spook, hey! Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 60 months. Wait, 53 months. 3089th subscribed for 60 months. Whoa, thank you. One right after the other. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. Right now we're playing some Kiln Tetris. I'm loading up my bisque kiln. And Techie, good afternoon. Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. Spook, oh really? It didn't show as I was online? So I'm glad you checked for yourself then, yeah. Techie happy Kentucky afternoon, yes. So happy time zone from wherever you're watching. Spook, yeah, I know. You may not stay very long. No, it's not going to be the most relaxing um, stream for you. New Hampshire Seacoast afternoon. You're in Eastern. Okay, it is afternoon then. So today we are playing Kiln Tetris. I'm loading up the bisque kiln. This is the first firing. So these are going to go up to like 1800 degrees. Technically, I think it's 1823, but around 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's going to put the pots through a chemical change so they're no longer water soluble. And then it just strengthens them so that we can pick them up and handle them and dip them in the glazes without them falling apart. So here we go with this load. We got 16 more mugs here. And we should just have like one more board full, maybe give or take a few to fill up this layer. This one and one more. So in the bisque, the pieces can be touching because they're not actually gonna melt like they do in a glaze. So we stack them too high and stack them on top of each other. And they could be even closer together if I want them to be. But I don't want them to be like I could stack them 3 high. I've stacked them 3 high before, but I'm not that comfortable stacking them 4 high. I think that would be too heavy, and I think the ones on the bottom would kind of break because they would be crushed a little bit. I don't know if you can see the third side over here, but that's where I'm putting them. Can I fit one more? I think that's it. And then I'll do my second layer. So 10 more to fill up this layer. See, I was right. I thought it would only take one more board. Spook, was it that bad? You'll live. I'll go ahead and put all 16 on here and carry them over. And then what'll happen, so you see the posts that are in there, that's what the shelf is going to sit on. So I'll put one kiln shelf between the 2 layers and then stack them, stack the rest of the mugs again, which the other ones, I'll have more 20 ounce, but then I also have some 10 ounce and just some other various shaped things. Oh no, Spook! She posted, a friend of yours posted a picture of a broken mug that said "Talk nerdy to me." What was it? Was it one of ours? Was it one of our colors? That stinks. Like I'm always touched because we get a couple of requests like that every year. I'm always touched when somebody broke something, but they liked it so much that they want to replace it instead of just like going and getting something different. Alright, did we end up getting 40 in here? So we had, that's 10. So 37 stacks, 37, 60, 74? 74, okay, that's not too bad. Oh, that didn't go as well as I thought. Moving things off of my shelves so I can put them in here. Alright, so this is 1/3. Set it in there. I don't let it completely go until I'm sure it's sound. And then number 2. Here we go. And then number 3. All right. Cool. That's sometimes calls for you to hold your breath. Three. I know I've got more of these coming, so I'll just put them on one layer. Let me see where the camera's pointing to. Okay, you can still see everything. Seasonal breads, hey! Spook, you just asked, and it was indeed one of ours. Aw. What always does makes me sad when I hear of one breaking. Let's see how many more of this side I have. Oh, Spook, thank you. Okay, I'll get 4 more, then head that way. This is one of the newer ones. I don't know if you can like actually read it all that well, but it says, "I like big books and I cannot lie." It's one that definitely looks better once it's been filled in with the glaze. All right, to the kiln we go. There's that one. Okay, I do have one more stack of these two that'll fit perfectly over here. So we'll have 2 right here. Roll a dexterity check, yeah. No, I don't want to jinx myself. Right, and there was a few more of those. Thought there was only 1 stack left, but I was wrong. have one more of these. I have one of the cauldron mugs, so there's one more of those. I did make a few more for our last show, so we'll be glazing a few more of them. Cauldron mugs. And then this is the so this is the ancestor of the travel mug. This is a needle holder, and I remember first making these just as a like cylinder tumbler vase type thing, and taking them to the knitting shows, and people were like, "Oh, that's a good needle holder." I'm like, "That's exactly what it is then," you know. And so, but I've had somebody order one and put a medallion on it. So this one says, "That's what I do. I knit and I know things." So that's what that is. And they eventually evolved into the travel mugs, where I'd put handles on them and make them a mug into a mug, and then made the rim thinner so that we could put lids on them. And then we have our little 10-ounce mugs. That's what these are. Some of these are plain. Because you can order anything with, just plain without any text on it. And then this is one of our travel mugs. So see, we have the ancestor mug and the current version, where the rim is thinner and we have the handle on it. I'm actually going to carry it over there, like face down, just so it doesn't wobble. I can fit one more on there, so I'll grab a few more of them. Here we go. So this is a few more than 16, because the 10-ounce mugs are smaller. Here we go. Spooky would be even more nervous if you saw how many obstacles I kind of had to like swerve around to get over here. It is my own fault. But because we have like a wall between everything else in the kiln room, we have to get everything through basically a standard size door. It's not as simple as just walking back here. Put that there. I wonder if that'll stack. Yeah. Perfect. And then this one can go right there, and I can put one of the 10-ounce mugs on top of that. That's how I sometimes stack these guys. Then these guys will be like this. Now I'm getting a phone call. Let me go see what this is. Be right back. All right. We are back. Oh, we're talking about the artwork. Isn't it great? That's our seasonal opening. It was done by Baban Illustration, who did the majority of our emotes too. Oh, I gotta catch up here. Yeah. Where's Minnie? I don't know that Minnie is in this one. You see, hamsters in the hat. There's a Wonder Hamster in the hat, and then you have Kiba and Trix, because Trix being the black cat. Yeah. Minnie has cast invisibility. Yeah, but she was on all the others. Seasonal bread, you're getting the lore, yeah, so yeah, you'll see tucks on like where's the opening? That's Raku. You want to see Minnie? What look at this one. And see and look for Minnie. We need to slow that one down. You can't see Minnie unless you know she's there. Minnie was like jumping through the hoops. That's what she was doing. But it's too fast. It needs to be slowed down. But yeah, that was the Raku opening. That's Wonder Hamster screen. It has like Kiba balancing pots and Minnie jumping through the hoops. Spook, I do love Tux's eye roll. That is one of the best ones. It is. Shanna, hey! Good afternoon, lurk away. It's good to see you. But here we go. Let me go back over to the kiln now. I'll even take these over. How high can we go? Not how low, but how high. So we can do 3 high with these, with the 10-ounce mugs. And I've got more of these to bring over, so I'm not just going to stack every one of them. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that one, so I'll set it over here. Yeah, in the main opening screen, Minnie is sitting on my shoulder. Because when we first got her, she would do that. She was very cuddly. Which is, I think it's this screen. Yeah, that's the one where we have Kiba, Tux, and Minnie. And that's the one you can get on a t-shirt. You can get that one and the Earthbending on a t-shirt. And Wonder Hamster. I think we have some of all of the artwork on different shirts. Whether we ordered them as just samples or what. Like, it's not things we had printed, it's just the print-on-demand stuff. Okay, you can fit 4 more on there. So I'll just do those so they're not hanging off the sides. Here we go again. Wish me luck. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 stacks there. Okay, 3 stacks. I know I've got, what, 11 at least. $13. So still not divisible by 3. And a few more. So this will probably, so I've got at least 3 more stacks right there, like what we're looking at. So it'll spill over a little bit into the other one, and then I'll get some of the bigger things out. Actually, let me find some of my blue scrubbies. And we'll do a few yarn bowls. Was that the last of them? Yes. So I have these guys that are double yarn bowls. And so they're like extremely fragile. try to pop that out. So they always make me just a tiny bit nervous. Here we go. And that's always like one of the hardest parts, is getting that out, because you don't want to break it. Okay. I'm going to work on cleaning up the yarn bowl hook section. And I've got a bucket of water right here that I'm going to use. And to clean it up, I'm going to use a blue scrubby. This one has been used quite a bit, but it's like a scrubby sponge like you would use instead of steel wool for doing dishes. And what it does is we've got these really sharp edges right here that you can see on the yarn bowl hook from where I've cut through the clay, and we want to soften that. And so with water and with a little bit of the abrasive texture of the scrubby, it softens it, it smooths it out without having to use a great deal of pressure there. Whereas you could do this with a sponge, but you would have to, I guess, do it a lot longer. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of time I'm in contact with this, because I really don't want to break it. And the key to doing this, in my opinion, is not getting in a hurry. So smoothing that out does still leave a little bit of texture behind, so I'm smoothing it down with just one of my regular sponges, and that takes care of it. Because any texture left behind is just going to be, it's going to be sharp. I'll clean the inside while I'm there. Really just smoothing out any fingerprints or sharp edges that might be left from throwing, and I'll clean the rest of it up in a minute. I want to get this side done, because if I break it, then there's no point in cleaning it. And of course, with this thing too, I'm trying to support the whole thing so that I don't want to hold it by one side or the other. That could cause the other half to break off. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. And I fully expect to break at least one of these that I've got made up. It's just the nature of it. I'm making fragile things. And a good thing to know is that you don't have to put a ton of pressure on this just to clean off some of the fingerprints. Only if you get a really rough spot do you need to scrub. Okay, now that part, the hard part's done. Now I've just got to make sure I clean up the rest of it. And I pay more attention to the yarn bowls than I do sometimes on the mugs, because like I don't want there to be any sharp spots on the mugs either, but especially on the inside of the yarn bowls, because that's what they are. They're yarn bowls. People are putting yarn in here, and sometimes people are putting very expensive yarns in here, and I don't want them to have a product like one of my products that's gonna end up snagging or damaging the yarn they're putting here that they're making something out of. And then the bottom part. With holding the greenware pieces, there's a lot of cradling going on because they are so fragile. Okay. Look, there's one. How many did I make again? I think I made 5 of those. Yeah. This is where I go and I'm like, why did I make so many? What was I thinking? I'm trying to torture myself. You ever get to that point in a project like, why did I decide to make this big, massive, complicated thing? What was I thinking? Or sometimes it's like, why did I agree to make that? I knew it was going to be hard and stressful. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I made it, because they got out their checkbook. That's why. I did it. I started cleaning this thing before I did the other side. Here we go. Yeah, like it's the water that's doing most of the work here, which is fun because like you can do. I've heard of people doing things like water etching, which sounds like a really like fancy term for just like wiping the clay away. But like you can put you can use shellac or maybe even wax resist. I haven't tried it with wax resist, but you could use something like shellac that's gonna like stay and not wipe away easily. Something that's not water soluble, and paint a design on the dry clay, and then use a sponge and just wipe the clay around it away, and so that leaves an impression. The part that's shellacked is going to be raised a little bit, so it's a way to get a really kind of a fine texture, a fine relief or pattern. So I guess the shellac is another way of using a resist. You just definitely can't take it off. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to take these over to the kiln now, and we'll see how they fit. Now, if I had like some spoon rests or some like shallow flat pieces I could put up here, like plates or anything, I could stack them up here, but I don't. Let's see if this works. See if you can see over here a little bit more. Let me 1, 2, and 3. So let's stack these up. Okay, I think I'm going to put one stack right here. And since I've only got 2, I may do it like this. And then stack that on top. There we go. That works. And then with these guys, put that one there, and that one there, and then I could put a third one right here, and then stack the others on top of that. So you could see a little bit over there. Good. There's 4. Where's the 5th one? Maybe I only made 4. So this is how things are cleaned up. Very carefully. And mostly with water. Now, and what I'm using is a fairly smooth stoneware. So it doesn't have grit in it, so it doesn't feel like sandpaper. Whereas some clays have that extra grog to kind of help strengthen them when you're making things. But then it leaves behind a rough texture, which is not necessarily what you really want, you know, like on the rim of a mug or on a yarn bowl. So I like the smoother stoneware. And plus, like, you can do this, you can smooth it out with just water instead of having to like sand it down or deal with like revealing a rough texture, because like when I'm working with the raku pieces, they have a lot of grog in the clay. So when smoothing them down, I have to more like sand things down, or if I wipe it down like this, especially if I'm doing the yarn bowls, if I wipe down the edges and the corners like this with my scrubby, it still leaves, it might soften that edge, but it still leaves a little bit of texture. So I have to then go and sand it a little bit once it's been fired. I need to do some raku Christmas ornaments, so we may do some horsehair. I've actually got to see if I have enough horsehair. It doesn't take much. But I have gone through my supply over the years. Alright, let's do one more. And these will end up being my regular glaze colors, like the blues and greens, purples, reds. I got 4 of them, so I could do all of those colors. I think I have one already made up. I need to see what glaze color it is. And then I did make a couple of the larger version, because these are the smaller yarn bowls, so it's 2 4-inch yarn bowls put together, and I made some of the larger ones that are 2 6-inch yarn bowls put together. Okay, let's get the other side. All right. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody. I think all 4 of these are going to make it. Yeah, our last show of the year is up in Rhinebeck, New York, and it is a yarn festival, or a fiber festival to be exact, because they're going to have everything there from, you're going to they're going to shear the sheep. Actually, I think that is a competition they do, like sheep to shawl. Like over the weekend, they'll shear a sheep, spin the fiber, wash and spin the fiber, make it into something, and then be judged on how well they made something. It's kind of like a how fast can you do it competition. I had to say something, didn't I? I had to say something. Gonna put some more goop on here. That comes from handling it too much. Now this can work. I've just got to be extremely careful as I glaze this. Okay. I'm going to take these over there. See if it stays together. I had to say something, didn't I? Just had to say something. So this one is going to sit on there. I'm not going to flip it over. But this one I'm going to flip over. So we can sit like that. I guess I could leave that one sitting there and flip the other one on top. That might be the best way to do it. There we go. And then see what else I can fit in the little space I have left. It may not really be able to. I don't think I have anything much smaller than that, so that may be it. That may be all that goes in this kiln. Because I'll have another one, so no need to push it. I just had a little bit of extra space down there. But I'm going to start this kiln, and then I'll be able to, if all goes well, knock on wood, if all goes well, then I'll be able to open up midday tomorrow and then work on glazing it. So, and I've also got some other things I can work on glazing too as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. So I am so sorry, guys. I was thinking my chat was frozen. I'm looking over now and seeing that y'all been saying something. I'm so sorry. No, my chat was frozen on like one of the emotes, and I'm like, okay, I guess everybody's just quiet. So here we go. I'm sorry. So again, Shanna, hello. I'm sorry I missed that. Yeah, that's what I get for like backtracking, and then my chat doesn't keep scrolling. So let me catch up here a little bit. Break one for luck, so you don't break the rest. Yeah, almost did that. So Guitar Doll, yeah, good afternoon. So the pieces I make, are they typically custom ordered? So yes. So whether it be in big batches or individual pieces, like one-piece orders, yeah, and you can fully customize anything. So if you have a quote or a logo or something that you want to put on, or a graphic, or anything, any artwork you want to put on there, I can do that. And then and like some of the mugs in here are big batch orders with people's logos on them. So I do that, and then you can also like pick from one of the like phrases that we have on our website, and then just tell me like what color. If you want it in pink and orange, I can make it in pink and orange. Actually, I just got an order for that. That very color, this one here, the pink and orange. I've got an order for a massive 12-inch yarn bowl in tropical fruit. So that thing's gonna glow in the dark, but it's gonna be fun. Guitar Doll, yeah, you saw us at TwitchCon. Yeah, and so some of these, because there's, over 100 in here, some of them are going to be for the next show, like all the knitting related ones. And so, and just like those yarn bowls that I just put in, they are going to be for our next show, like I say, because it's a fiber festival. So thank you for the link to the shop, Spook. So now I think I'm all caught up. Oh, you were the one with the orange cat. Yes. So I've actually got like one of my the cat mugs, the Fluff You, the Fluff and Fluffer mug set aside for you, so that I don't accidentally like glaze it the same as the others. So here is the Fluff You, you Fluff and Fluffers, and normally I make the cat section here, the body of the cat, black, because for the contrast it makes it stand out, and because I love black cats. But this one is going to be orange. It's going to be the orange right here. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. And then what did we do? I forget what we did for the color. I'll have to look it up. I will look it up before I make it, so I don't make it the wrong color. But I think we did like the blue and black, maybe, or did we do portal, the blue and orange? I don't remember. Which is why I write things down, so I don't forget. So yes, we can do an orange cat. You forgot to, yeah. So actually, let me see. What color we doing this? I have to make lists, and I have to double and triple check them to make them, because I'm like, especially for the custom notes, like left or right-handed. Starry, so blue and black. Okay, so it's the blue and black, just like Kiba's bowl here. The blue over black. Zulu, hello. You made it. So see, we have been loading up a kiln. We've been playing Kiln Tetris, and I don't know if you consider it a win or a loss. We filled it up to the top, and in Tetris that would mean a loss, right? But we have filled up the kiln. So in pottery, that is a win. And so I'm going to start this and fire it, and then we'll be able to open it up sometime midday tomorrow. Like I said, assuming everything goes well. And then at that point, we can start like applying the glaze to them, because they will be no longer water soluble. Right now, as you can see, how after that one yarn bowl, like they're very fragile, and you have to be very careful with them. A win is a win, yeah. And so within the next week, I'll be doing a lot more glazing. I'm done throwing for the week, so everything else this weekend is going to be glazing kilns, filling kilns, and opening kilns, and refilling them. So your fiance loves his Druid cup. Good, good, yes. And so yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to work on. We've done a really fast turnaround. We've had a show almost every 2 weeks, and I've been able to come in and kind of do a little bit of restocking for everyone. So, but this one next weekend will be our last show of the season, unless somehow we magically get into PAX Unplugged, which I know is not going to happen. But that's the only other show that we've been trying to get into. It's in December, I think maybe November, one of those two. But that's the other one that we've been trying to get into, the gaming con. But right now, this is the end of it. So after that, we'll be filling more orders, and then I'm thinking about doing some pre-orders for the Mimic mugs. I'm thinking about doing some pre-orders, putting together a form, and making some more of those for Christmas. So tell me what you think about that. You want to see some more Mimic mugs? Maybe even Santa hat Mimic mugs? Not sure if I want to like buy little mini like cat-sized Santa hats, or if I want to make clay Santa hats as a lid. Because if we have cat-sized Santa hats, you know what's going to happen with them. They're going to end up on the cats, and they're going to end up shredded to pieces. It's a fun kind. Oh, is that one that you've been to? Okay. We've never actually been to it, so it might be just fun to go for fun. But I think I'm gonna take a break and start getting some stuff prepped for glazes for tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I know today was not as I feel like putting stuff in the kiln is like the least impressive of anything. Like, this is the part of the process that I sometimes dread, like the cleaning up. Like, it can be like therapeutic in and of itself. Like, it's very repetitious and it requires a lot of focus, so it can be soothing, but it is also, it's like part of the process that just has to be done. What is that, Damon? Santa hats? Yes. Mimic mugs? Yes. You've enjoyed using yours. Good. Good. Santa hat cat mugs. Ooh, that's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's see who else we can find. Let me get back to where I can search here. Ooh. So Positively Crafty is doing a beaded skeleton. That's very spooky themed. Let's go see what they're doing. Now I gotta figure out if I want to do Santa hat cat mugs. I have to think about that. Think about how I would do it. But no, we are seriously thinking about doing some pre-orders for the Mimic mugs. So keep an eye out for that. We are going to go see Positively Crafty and see what they're working on. They do have the dog cam up, so even though you haven't got to see many of the cats. Kiba was here at the beginning, but he has since abandoned me, so we've been mostly unsupervised. Positively Crafty is supervised, so you can go into the stream knowing that. Official Boxing Cobra, thank you for the sub! Thank you so much, I appreciate it. And thank you for helping us keep the cats in kibble. You need a cat with an ornament? Okay. That may be a bit more doable. Alright. Alright, guys, here we go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.